Guys, so you're welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be cutting a traditional marriage outfit. Yeah, so this is the fabric Indian George. You can see it's very new. Went to the market to get it. Yeah, so we're going to be cutting it, so let us just dive right into the video. So guys, I headed to the cutting table, and the first thing you want to do when you want to cut an outfit is to measure the overall material. How many yards are you working with? Even if you already know how many yards it is, or you were the one that bought it from the market, it is still important to check, because sometimes they can cheat you in the market or it will not be up to that. So you have to know how many yards so that you will know how you cut and you will manage the material. You use the material with caution. So I measured it. After measuring it, I placed the material very well, and it was time to cut. So first of all, I cut the front part of the dress, the skirt part. The front part is divided into the upper part and the lower part. That's the skirt part. So I decided to cut the skirt part. So from where the upper part to start until the lower part, I measured about 38 inches. So I subtracted the half length, 17 and a half, and I cut from 17 and a half to the 38 inches. I made sure the embroidery is going to be at the lower part of the dress to give it that beautiful design, so that it will not be plain. There will be the beautiful design before the ruffle part comes in. I don't know if you get. So that is why I use this lower part of the material as the skirt part of the front. So at this point, I got all the measurements of my friend. I drew it out and I used my scissors to cut it out. So yeah, at this point I was done with the front of the dress. So you are going to be using this front of the dress to cut the back, as you can see me doing here now. I use it to cut the back. I just added an inch, 1 inch for the zip allowance. Some people do 2 inches, 1.5 inches for zip allowance, but I don't believe in wasting that much material for just zip allowance. So I just always do 1 inch or even half an inch. Yeah, so you notch the part that is the upper part so that you don't get confused. Well, in this case I wouldn't have gotten confused because of the embroidery at the lower part. Anyways, at this point I was drafting out the bustier pattern. If you know how to sew, you know what bustier is, a bustier cutting. So I was drafting it. I got the upper part, the breast point, and the under bust and the waist point. And since the material is an off shoulder, since the outfit is an off shoulder outfit, I raised 5 inches. Like I subtracted 5 inches. So I started measuring from 5 inches to 17 and a half. I don't know if you get. Yes. So at this point I was cutting out the middle. I was drafting out the middle part of the bustier pattern, and after drafting it out, I took my scissors and I cut it out. Yeah, you just want to cut it like this. Yeah, so after cutting it out, I used it to cut the other side of the bustier, because this is just the middle of the bustier. So when you are done cutting the bustier, you also want to notch the middle of the upper part, so you know where the upper part is. So this is the other side of the bustier. The bustier has 3 sides, the middle side and the 2 sides. You get. So this is the other side, and you can see that I was giving it this curve that a breast, what am I saying? I was giving it this curve that the bust of a human being usually has. If you can see that it's round, it's not straight, because I'm going to put breast cup, and the breast cup has to like follow the shape, it has to fill in. So this is it. So at this point I was done with the front of the bustier, and the next thing was to draft out the pattern for the back of the bustier. One thing I always do to outfits that have half length is that at the back I subtract 1.5 inch or 1 inch from the length of the half length. In a jiffy, you understand what I mean. So I always do this because the back has this tendency to buff when you fix the zip. You get, it has this tendency because the front, there's a bust at the front and the bust to carry it up, but for the back is flat. So you can see what I'm doing now. I'm slanting it from the middle to the side. You get, that way there will be no excess material at the zip side. It's just going to balance. It just works the trick for me. Like I just slant it, remove some material from that middle part where there's supposed to be zip, and when I fix the zip, it balances. Like my zips hardly buff, except it's an elastic material that just has obanje in the head, you get. So I slanted it, and after doing that, I cut out the back of the outfit. Yeah, so while cutting out the back of the outfit, I remember that, oh, it's an off shoulder this, and I want the upper part of the off shoulder to slant a bit, so I slanted that part too, so that it give it balance, and it's not be four corner or just straight. To have some kind of aesthetics. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so after doing that, I notched the middle so that I'll be able to differentiate the upper part from the lower part, because it can be really confusing since I slanted the both of them. Yeah, and after doing that, I cut it, I divided it into the left and the right. So now let's go over to the sleeve. This is the sleeve. So I'm not going to be putting all those beads and fringes that you saw on the original sleeve that I'm trying to imitate. I'm just going to get that curved. This thing is not going to be a straight sleeve, it's just going to be curved. So that's what I'm doing now. So first of all, you cut the material into a square, then you slant it. You measure like 2 inches from the other side, and you slant it to the other side. The square is 5 inches, you get. It's 5 inches from up to down. So you slant it in this way, and you give it a curvy cut. The way I curved it now, you give it a curvy cut. You can see this is exactly the other sleeve, just that I should have done like 3 inches instead of 2 inches. So if you're going to be imitating that sleeve, you can do 3 inches and curve it to the lower part. So now we'll move over to the flare. So the flare, if you look at the picture of the outfit, the flare is like a triangular flare. I call it a triangular flare, but some people call it 360-degree flare, if I'm not mistaken. But I call it triangular flare. That was what I learned with. So basically, you're folding the outfit like a triangle. You fold it into 2 and you fold it to the side. So it's a triangle. So when you fold it into a triangle, you measure like 45 inches round. I'm using this particular person's length. If it's someone that is taller, you can measure something more, but for her length, I used 45 all round. This particular flare takes a lot of material. This is like the major thing that consumes the material that I used in making this outfit. So I cut 45 inches all through. Then after cutting the 45 inches, you would see that it's a normal flare, but it still has this cone, like it's still shaped like a cone, you get. So I now have to, you can see it's folded into 4. So I now have to like cut the upper part, measure the upper part, cut out. This thing will be her knee, like the round knee, the circumference of the knee. So this is it. I cut it out. So now we have the normal flare. You can see me trying to hold it up at this point. It's a normal flare, and that's where I'm going to sew the ruffles upon. So yeah, now I'm going to be using this material gum. I use the material gum for the upper part of the outfit. Yeah, some people use it to sew the lower part, but personally I just use it for the upper part for this outfit. And you can see the shiny side. This is the side that is going to gum on the material. Yeah, this is the gum side. You iron it and it gums on the material. So guys, I am done cutting the outfit, but it's remaining the net for the ruffles for the lower part, and I'm tired, to be honest. I'm hungry. And person will chop belly food will cut net. So let me go eat, then I'll come back and cut the nets. So yeah, it's sewing time. Let's get down to business. So I've ironed the material gum on the material and they are now worn. So at this point, I was trying to like sew the bustier part. So when I was done sewing it, it was time to attach the breast cup. So if you can look at the video, you see how I attached the breast cup. If you can look carefully, I actually explained this thing in detail in one of my old videos. So I'm going to be linking it up right now for anybody who is interested in like the detailed attachment of a cup to an outfit. But you can see that I just attached a little part to the lower part of the bustier, that's the under bust, and I attached the other one to the upper bust. And you can see I've done one side. After doing one side, I go over to the other side and I do the other side. And when I'm done with it, you can see that the bustier is already formed, like it's already looking like a bra, like somebody's bust should be inside there. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut the sweetheart neck, because it's a sweetheart neckline. So it's basically doing like a v-neck with a sort of curve at the upper part. That's how to cut sweetheart neckline. God, this video is power packed. I'm teaching a lot of things inside one video. So yeah, you can see the sweetheart neckline now, looking so clean, like perfectly sweetheart. I love you. It's looking like the love shape. So that is it. So the next thing I go over is to the lower part of the front. That's the skirt part. So I get the dart first. When I'm done with the dart, I prepare the lining for the front. I prepare the lining separately, draw the dart separately, join it together. You can see the lining. So when I'm done with the lining and I'm done with the normal front, then I use the lining to turn the whole of the front. And when I'm done with that, I go over to my ironing table to iron. So after, just before I actually turn it with the lining, I jumped. Before I turn it with the lining, I want to attach the appliques. So sometimes most people attach appliques after sewing. That's the normal thing for most people to do. But for this particular outfit, I was trying to get something, and I'm going to put it beside the screen right now so that people will see what I was trying to get. So I was trying to achieve that, and it will just be unnecessary stress to add it after. So I just did it at that point. Yeah. So you can see me attaching the zip right now. I've attached the zip, and you can see the outfit. I'm done joining the front to the back. You can see the back. In case you want to know how I joined that, how I put that eyelet on the back of the outfit, I went to the market and I paid money for them to put the eyelet. That's the place where I'm going to be inserting the rope at the back of the outfit. It's called an eyelet, those small holes. So I went to the market and they did it for me. I've forgotten how much they did it cost. Actually, I made this clothes last year, like 8 or 9 months ago, but I just resurrected the video from my camera today and I'm posting it. Yeah, so after that, I cut down the armhole a bit and I attached the sleeve, both left and right. You can see me attaching the sleeve at this point. After that, you do a lot of ironing. You need to be ironing as you're doing everything, and this material was looking wrong for the whole lot. I guess it's because of the grade of the Indian George I got, so it was getting wrong for the whole lot. But at this point, you can see that I'm done with the upper part and I'm done with the lower part. So if you're interested in learning how to achieve this lower part, type fantabulous in the comment section. How to get a flare with ruffles, type fantabulous, and I'm going to get that video. It's still in my camera, but I don't want this video to be too long because I just want to focus on one thing. Anyways, you can see our beautiful outfit right now. Gege. It is giving all that it is supposed to give. It is giving Igbo. It is giving traditional. It is giving royal. It is giving beautiful. It is giving Omalicha Asanwa. Ezigbo Wanyoma. That's what it is giving. So if you love this outfit, if you feel this outfit is so beautiful, can you type beautifulicious in the comment section? So I need to know the people that watch this video to this extent. Yeah, so guys, I decided to bring back one of my sewing videos to the channel because a lot of people have been saying, I miss your sewing videos, I want to see you sewing, it's been long since you sewed. So I just remembered that there's one traditional marriage outfit that I've been so lazy to edit because the clip was so long. It is over an hour, so I was like, I don't have strength to edit this thing, but I decided to resurrect it and post it today for all my fashion lovers. And if you enjoyed this video, do give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video. Let's move this ministry to the permanent site. Do let me know the type of videos you want to be seeing on this channel. Do let me know, and I will make sure to make it available to you. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'm going to be seeing you guys in my next video. For now, bye, kiss and love you.